Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back another video from Seth the Programmer off of his second channel, Seth. We're checking out Kid Buu versus Super Buu. Like, instantly in my head, I was like, who does win this? And I kind of feel like Kid Buu does. Because when you think about everything that Super Buu did, like, he had to absorb people, he got Piccolo, he had, like, Gohan, he did the whole, thing, and then, boom. But then Super Boo, Kid Boo had to fight against Super Saiyan 3. Did Goku go Super Saiyan? I'm sure Goku went Super Saiyan 3 against him for a bit, and then the. Oh, I might be wrong. But anyway, let's just see where this discussion goes.
Hello, everyone. It is me,
Hi. I do think, though, that Kid Boo wins this.
Seth, and with me today I have Chuck,
Oh, nice, cool.
What up,
the
man?
cyber dude,
What up, what
The
up?
Cyber Cook.
and we're gonna be talking about an it debate. So this is one of those topics that will probably go on until the end.
I do think Kid Boo wins this, though. But, oh, wait. No. If you throw BuuHan in, he wins. BuuHan wins. Like, Super Buu with Gohan absorbed wins this straight out the bat, no problem. But, yeah.
And it's also not really a topic that I could upload on my main channel. I felt like it just wouldn't do as well as it would on this, so I thought I'd upload it here, and as well as some other it debates I have planned in the future. This is a topic that just will never change, no matter who you ask. The way I described it, it was
Keeps
always just,
using pictures of Buu absorbing Gohan, though. So, like, Buu absorbing Gohan wins this instantly.
it's like this. It was like that bell curve meme where like the dumbass guy is like BuuHan, and then like the middle guy is
Wait, what?
like Kid Buu, and then the super intelligent guy is like BuuHan again. And the reason I say that is because the majority of people will say BuuHan, but they don't actually know why other people say Kid Buu. Like that doesn't
Oh, okay, right, yeah, given the
process
argument.
in their
Okay,
brain.
right.
Like, they'll hear
Why
something
is
Kid
there an
Buu, and they'll just say
argument?
the generic, well, it's like a fusion of Buu. Like how is Buu minus parts, like stronger? It doesn't make any sense. Like it's like a really common sense type perspective, and it makes sense, right? It's like a Buu, literally ultimate Gohan, like mini fusion. How is it weaker than Kid Buu? He's fighting Super Saiyan 3 Goku, bro. Like, didn't we watch Buu Tanks just whoop
So we
Super
did go
Saiyan
Super
3
Saiyan 3,
Goku's
yeah.
ass? Like, what are you talking about, bro? So, it is a pretty common sense thing, but it is quite complex, and that's why I say usually the layman will say BuuHan, just, the common sense, and then,
I didn't realize this was.
try to get into power.
Here's the thing, I did. Right, okay, whatever.
Scaling is where the middle comes in. It's sort of like, they see all the guidebooks and they they actually watch the anime and they pay close attention to the subtitles.
Oh.
They try to accumulate more information, like when try to actually digest the case. And then they'll see, oh, wait a minute, it just says Kid Buu is like the strongest thing of all fucking time, everywhere. So then, they'll argue Kid Buu, and then BuuHan was always the more advanced thing. But that might be slightly archaic.
No, yeah, BuuHan's the strongest form of Buu. Like, BuuHan's. If we're using BuuHan, he slams. Come on.
I mean, the BuuHan stocks have kind of fell off a little bit. It's kind of like, Bitcoin, how it goes down by like 20K randomly sometimes. So the BuuHan stocks did go down a little bit, and that's what happened because of Gogeta versus Kaba. And so people wanted BuuHan to be weaker now because of they want Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to have like less scaling. So I'll get into that later. But basically, I'm going to go over everything I can. Chuck and I have been debating this subject probably, I think, since 2015.
Oh my god, dude.
Like,
It's
it's been
So
We're-
10 years, let's go.
we're about to go on to 10 years on this topic.
There we go.
It was always conjointed with the universal Kid Buu, where people thought Kid Buu could just like fart away the universe because of the Goku poof statement. They really hyper exaggerate, and then that was always conjoined with Kid Buu versus BuuHan. I think the first thing is that since the layman generally agrees that BuuHan is stronger, I think it's safe to say that first off we should explain why Kid Buu could be stronger first. So
Yeah, that's a fair way of going into this.
I'll let you kind of handle most of that, and then I'll kind of give some of my perspective on why Kid Buu could be a little bit stronger as well. So I'll let you take it away.
Okay, so if you have watched Dragon Ball or read it, you know that the anime and the manga have very different scaling, especially with Goku. Like, Goku has more battles, there's more statements, there's, like, more interesting stuff that is said there that is not said in the manga. So I do want to make that clear that it isn't just anime, because people that usually say, like, Kid Buu's the strongest one, they usually will go for the anime, but you don't even have to go that far. The manga itself already kind of gives you some wink.
Yeah. The thing about manga BuuHan is that BuuHan is weaker in the manga as well. 'Cause,
Oh.
one big crutch that BuuHan has is that he has a better feat, which is, outside space, right? And so
Oh, yeah, so in the anime he does this screaming thing, but it's not in the manga, right?
he
Okay.
doesn't have outside space in the manga, so he's like more unquantifiable, and it's harder to play skeptic against like a hard statement. But anyway, sorry for interrupting. I'll let you go ahead.
But essentially, to start off with the manga, we do know that there are some statements like calling Goku like the strongest one. Now, this is like pretty important because we do know that people usually say, "Oh, Gohan's like the strongest like unfeasible character in the Buu saga." It's never stated, right? In fact, it is actually more possible that Goku and Gohan, even in the manga, are comparable. There's never a statement that says that Gohan's above him. The manga actually implies that Gotenks is the strongest one on Earth when Goku is not there. So when people say like Gotenks is stronger than Goku or is as strong as him,
No, he was just like, he was the most powerful when Goku was absent.
not really
Okay.
that accurate, considering that Goku was holding back.
It only says he's stronger than Vegeta after his hyperbolic time chamber training as well. It never says stronger than Goku ever, which is an interesting thing.
Right, alright.
Yeah, so I do want to make that clear. It's never stated it's never stated Gohan or Gotenks surpass Goku. You can say they're comparable to him, at least. In the anime, it's a lot more different. But either way, this is important because when people bring up the whole, like, oh, Super Buu and BuuHan are definitely above Kid Buu because of that statement when Goku and Vegeta are in Super Buu's body, they're like, if we go out here like this, we're done, right? Like, we're done in, right? But if you look at the context of the scene and then in the anime, like, they're very clearly talking about their size.
And a guidebook goes into detail. They're at 1/100th of their normal
Oh,
power
okay,
in that
right.
state.
Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily mean, oh, if Goku and Vegeta cannot be Super Buu. It means more so, like, if they try to fight him, like, they're hella small, like, how the fuck are they gonna fight him?
Right.
Effectively, so.
Yeah.
There's a lot more implications that Goku is the strongest one at the end of the Buu saga. Seth and I will go more in depth with this in a different video, but this is important with the Buu scaling anyways. But regardless, it says that Buu is basically like the strongest one, right?
Yep.
Like, Goku's feelings are understood by his fellow strongest. Now, you could say something about Buu in general, not just Kid Buu in particular. But the interesting thing that people seem to, like, really ignore is the whole Genki Dama thing, because even after Gohan and Goten and Trunks and Piccolo, they all give their Genki. You could even say it's just Ki straight up, because it does say Ki in the original translation. Whether it's Genki or Ki, it doesn't really matter, because they gave their energy, and Goku was still like, this is not enough to take care of Kid Buu.
Right.
And the Spirit Bomb is outright said in the Daizenshu to be immeasurable power. So you could say it's even stronger than the Super Buu.
So it's like, it is the bee's knees.
So you could argue that something stronger than Super Vegeta was needed to take care of Kid Buu.
And this will lead more into BuuHan stuff later, is that Vegito himself is stated to be the strongest thing in Dragon Ball, or strongest fighter in Dragon Ball. So even in El Manga Legendario, which contains Kid Buu and BuuHan, Vegito is the strongest, but still, yet the immeasurable powered Spirit Bomb has Gohan in it, has Piccolo, has Android 17, however strong he is, he might be a god level fighter. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, Android 17 might be a god tier fighter. Realistically, like, we have no idea. He might be able to fight We might be able to fight Kid Buu himself. Like, if he came in there.
We shall
He gave some
see.
energy. All those characters gave some energy, and Kid Buu still fought it off. Now, whether or not it's the Spirit Bomb stronger than Vegito, it's hard to say. I mean, the Spirit Bomb did kill Buu. It's just like, it was implied Goku just couldn't throw it hard enough. So it might be stronger than Vegito. Chuck might be right on that. It's just that Goku just wasn't able to throw it at max
It was pretty weakened.
potential, and so Kid Buu was able to, like, kind of reverse its momentum or something. It's, like, kind of weird. I don't know. That whole scene doesn't really make sense because of the way, like, the Namek Spirit Bomb worked. The Namek Spirit Bomb was just, like, he just hucked it from, like, space, and then that was it.
Yeah, and then, like, he survived it after the fact. Yeah.
It just did its own thing. Nothing could stop this nuclear, like, Armageddon about to hit the planet once it was thrown. Like, but then versus Kid Buu, it's, like, really weird. It's like a controlled energy ball that he, like, has to aim.
He's controlled it more over the years,
Kid Buu,
whatever.
Especially, is that Goku and Vegeta and many Vegeta statements are stated the greatest masters in the universe that then fuse together into Vegito. So they're considered greater fighters than Gohan, Gotenks, and the rest of them. And then there's that inside the body filler. I think it's called. I forget exactly what the name of it is called. It's called like Outside Mind or something like that.
Mind Trap.
And in that
There we go.
episode, when they're all miniature, like Daizenshu said,
I love how this being on the second channel is still edited. I appreciate the effort. Brilliant.
as these guys are just as strong as they are normally. So you have Super Saiyan Goku destroying Ultimate Gohan, destroying Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, giving Piccolo some good wank.
Bam, take that,
Why is
motherfucker.
Piccolo relevant?
Yeah.
And then, Vegeta and Goku together can like kind of hold off Super Buu within his own body a little bit. Kid Buu then fights the Super Saiyan 3 version of that. In Dragon Ball as well, you can argue that after a fusion of two people, that they learn things. So, in Dragon Ball Super post Vegeta Blue, Vegeta learns about that Goku has mastered Blue. So you could argue that after they fuse, they learn things about each other and they master their own fighting style more. They get a little bit of a buff. This might explain why post-fusion, they just take a punch directly from Fusion Zamasu in base form, who's trying to kill them, realistically. You just say the same thing happens in the Buu arc when they defuse, they get an amp. And then these amped variations, they're able to fight the Z fighters. And then
No, it is fair to say that, actually, yeah. Yeah, alright, okay.
Kid Buu fights the strongest Goku. And then after Kid Buu dies or whatever, then Goku's said to be the strongest in the universe, in a universe that has Ultimate Gohan. When Super Buu absorbs Ultimate Gohan, it's like he gets a Super Saiyan 3 Goku level power up, basically. And that
Pretty much, yeah.
can be pre-Vegito fusion, so pre-Amp or pre-Zenkai Goku before he gets to like his final Buu Saga tier of power. Examples of these characters getting randomly powerful is like Krillin. Krillin goes from weaker than Supreme Kai and weaker than really like Cell Saga, I don't know, Piccolo or Trunks or anybody, to just fighting like Oli Buu with Yamcha in the afterlife, who was so fast that post Cell games Goku couldn't even see him moving in a fight. You know what I mean? So these characters are getting absurdly powerful for almost no reason, realistically, like just to move along with the plot.
Okay.
And then Kid Buu sort of destroys them at their absolute pinnacle of that arc, and that's why he's like really impressive. I always argue more pro BuuHan here, but BuuHan, he has the outside space,
BuuHan's the pinnacle, right? I'm intrigued. Let's go.
so he's just going to directly destroy the universe,
Yeah.
right, when he gets enraged. And then Super Vegito is the strongest character in the series, and it looks like Super Vegito has to put some effort into putting BuuHan down
Definitely.
when he uses his enrage technique. And then BuuHan is able to manifest all of that power into his normal striking ability. And then Vegito finesses him with basically superior speed, superior skill, and sort of like berating him and then nerfing him through his dialogue, which I go over in one of my Vegito videos as well. A good quantifier as well is that BuuHan is many times exponentially greater than Super Buu in that
Yeah.
state. Well, when Super Buu's enraged, he creates like a little ball, as big as his torso in space.
To
and
go
he's
through
doing
that.
on creating rifts that are engulfing the atmosphere.
The
You know, if we were
universe
just, like,
is
do a pixel
doomed.
scale on that, like how much bigger are these gulfs ripping across the atmosphere? Even if you want to argue they're not going to cover all of outer space and that other spaces are going to break them or like a domino effect. The raw sizes and difference between how he's shredding through space from a longer distance as well. He's from the basically somewhat in the air and shooting it into space, basically. Whereas Super Buu is doing it point blank. The amount of difference in energy is just so massively unquantifiable. It's not surprising that Vegito had to power up a bit to fight it, because the difference in scale is just absurd. And Vegito, in many gods, in base form, he's like a Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Base Vegito is like a Super Saiyan 4 multiplier, and like some guys.
Right,
Super
okay.
Saiyan on top of that. He's like the equivalent of like Buu Saga Super Saiyan 4 Goku Kaioken times 50, bro. And then he had to flex to break through outside space. You know what I mean? And so, from my perspective, I was like, Kid Buu don't got nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like he just doesn't have anything like that.
Yeah,
And so,
okay.
I would always just play skeptical with Kid Buu. That's where it gets a little bit complicated, because you kind of have to get into the narrative of some statements that Kid Buu directly has, such as strongest Buu and such. But I'll let you get into that.
Yeah, so one
Keep looking. I've got crisps on my week, but we got 14
thing I
minutes.
do want to make clear
okay.
as well, like with the Vegito thing, is that Manga Legendario actually says that Vegito resembles like a Super Saiyan 2 or like an amped up Super Saiyan or something like that. You remember that statement?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also something similar, like when Vegito tries to break through like the Vice Shout, he lights up similar to how Goku lit up when he was fighting Gekon when he burst to Super Saiyan 2. So you could even argue that like Enraged BuuHan is like stronger than like casual Super Saiyan Vegito, which is pretty crazy. So
the only counter is necessarily you'd have to argue. Okay, well, that just means Vegito Super Saiyan 3 is greater than Kid Buu, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, Vegito is the strongest because he can go Super Saiyan 3 or something. Like that's the only reason. But that's sort of cope. It's not really implied by the text, but it is something you could say for Kid Buu to be strong. But I'll let you continue. Sorry, that's just something that popped in my brain.
now BuuHan, you know, in the manga I think it's more towards BuuHan, but in the anime it's very, very
BuuHan's incredible.
clear that Kid Buu is the strongest one because the narrator states it, Supreme Kai states it, Goku states it, I think Vegeta states it too. They all state, I think the old kind Supreme Kai, they all stated as well.
I think in my perspective, I think in El Manga Legendario there is a statement that this only applies to the manga, but it still can go in Kid Buu's favor, and I'll explain why. So in the manga version, El Manga Legendario, I'm going to be straight up honest, only applies to the manga. People use it for the anime because it's extra. It's just basically extra.
Right, yeah, they're trying to grab it, like extra
You'll remember
stuff.
the Wish, and you guys might remember my debate with Mazinger if you're an old fan, where Goku wants to wish. Why he's like, why don't we just have Gohan and Gotenks just jump this guy? Like, you know what I mean? Why don't we just have them help us? And Vegeta's like, no, Kakarot. The Earth must defend itself. It's like his character development or whatever. And then El Manga Legendario is like, yeah, if Gohan and Gotenks were summoned, they would have, like, basically, Kid Buu would have been, like, very, very low difficulty. Because they all would have just jumped him. So, I don't know if it's necessary that Gotenks is involved or relevant. Because, you know, if Gohan can do anything, then... Well, if Gohan is going to fight Kid Buu, then Gotenks would just get folded by Kid Buu if he's even relative or relevant to Gohan at all. But maybe with, like, a combination attack, you'd have Goku, who's, like, slightly stronger than Ultimate Gohan. Maybe he has, like, less stamina or whatever based on the BuuHan statement. And then you have Ultimate Gohan himself. And then you have Kid Buu. Well, maybe Kid Buu is stronger than Super Buu. Maybe Kid Buu is stronger than Ultimate Gohan 1v1 or Super Saiyan 3 Goku 1v1. But what happens when they like combine a Kamehameha or something like, and Gotenks joins the fray? It's like Broly M10 moment where he tries to fight like their combined attack and he gets obliterated or something. And then you could argue that if it takes those three, even Vegeta might get involved as well, and Vegeta might be like stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, right? You know, you have Vegeta, Gotenks, Gohan, and then Goku just jumping him. Who knows if they have the combined attack, and then it's like, well, BuuHan is only Super Buu plus Gohan, so that's only Gotenks and Gohan, whereas Kid Buu, even with that statement, might require Super Saiyan 3 Goku is like Ultimate Gohan tier.
I mean, if we're doing all this, Super Buu definitely wins this fight.
Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, potentially all combining an attack to then destroy him, however that would work.
If anything, that actually helps him out.
Yeah.
It helps his team.
And this is actually consistent because even when the Spirit Bomb was formed, it wasn't like Gotenks was Super Saiyan 3 giving his energy to the bomb. You would just argue, okay, well, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Ultimate Gohan, blah, blah, blah. They all jump him, combined attack like M10 Broly. It doesn't necessarily mean Kid Buu would lose to BuuHan because BuuHan's only Gotenks plus BuuHan. And Piccolo, but Piccolo has no feats in the manga, all right? He just sucks. He's weaker than Cell Games Goku. He's like...
Doesn't really do anything, does he? So...
He's literally like, I think... many billions of times weaker than Goku in that art. I can't even make that up. Video coming out on that soon. But either way, I'll let you continue, but I just wanted to kind of vent that idea.
Yeah, Piccolo.
And one of the things that people say a lot is like, oh, well, Kid Buu is more dangerous, right? But, I mean, they outright say strongest. Like, they don't say dangerous. They say strongest. Like, and even if you don't want to buy that, like, the Dragon Box actually, like, backs up why Goku can fight someone theoretically stronger than BuuHan. Because he does fight Super Buu, he fights Buu-Tanks. It's also said in the Dragon Box, which is official as well, that Vegeta got a power up when he returned to
Sorry,
life.
I am starving.
It's pretty much like equal to him, if not stronger. So Goku is stronger than a post-Majin, post-Death Amp Vegeta. And then once again, like people bring up that whole statement. It's like, oh yeah, Goku said that they can't beat Super Buu. It is true, they did say that in the manga and the anime. But then they're ignoring that in the anime, in the very same episode, or the episode after. Goku in Super Saiyan says, I still have enough energy to kill you, right? And Super Buu was even like, you know what? You're kind of right.
Try it.
You're kind of right. But now, Goku could have heavily hurt him, probably not kill him completely. But either way, just being able to hurt Super Buu like that in Super Saiyan 1 already means that, he's like Ultimate Gohan plus tier, without Super Saiyan 3 in the anime, so.
Yeah, and if you want to cope too, you can say inside of Boo's body, you can still argue maybe Ultimate Gohan and Gotenks are like 1/100th power.
Yeah, no, not the exact same level, yeah.
Like that. But, Goku is also 1/100th power. So they're just saying, even though they're like equally like 1% power, all of them. And that's why they can't defeat Buu, right? So even though Super Buu is like weaker than Ultimate Gohan, he's at 100% power. And then Gohan, Goku, and all them, they're at like 1% power. But Goku and Vegeta and still inside that body are able to defeat the equivalent 1% of Gohan and stuff, which should be stronger than BuuHan normally, but because they're all at 1%, they can't beat the 100% Super Buu, obviously, right? So that's the way I would also, counter, some arguments like that. I don't really agree. A lot of people will actually use it to wank. They're like, oh, this proves Goku's 100 times stronger than Gohan. I'm like, all right, maybe you're exaggerating, bro. Maybe you're exaggerating, little bro. Like, I don't think, because that sort of contradicts, like, if Gohan and Gotenks were there, they could help. You know what I mean? Like, so it's sort of weird. You'd have to argue Gohan and Gotenks also got like piss amped or something. It's like I don't think so.
Yeah, the anime does just whatever the hell it wants, honestly, at a certain point.
Yeah, I think other than that,
Basically, yes.
my main counters are just when they say that Kid Buu is the strongest Buu, you just say he's the strongest unfused Buu. BuuHan's not really like. There's many things, especially in El.
Well, that's a very valid point. Yeah. You take all the forms that have got no. Yeah, like BuuHan's the strongest. Like, it's got to be.
Legendario, they're like, okay, this is like every Buu, and then BuuHan's just not there. Like, BuuHan is always considered like a classification of Super Buu. Like, he's like an amplification.
Strongest.
Rather than BuuHan is his own Buu. That's never changed. He's always just like he's always Super Buu. Gohan absorbed, right? It's like, Fat Buu is his own Buu, Good Buu is his own Buu, Evil Buu is his own Buu, Super Buu is his own Buu, Kid Buu is his own Buu, but Super Buu, Gohan absorbed is not his own Buu. He's just a fusion of Super Buu and Gohan, so that's not a new Buu. That's just an enhancement of Buu. And then you'll notice that Buu has recollections of the past. Like, he still has the same personality as Super Buu. He still knows his plan that he had. He still knows about Kid Buu and blah, blah, blah. So it is Super Buu, right? And I think that's the main classification I'd make. There are some mistranslations for certain things. Like, there's one thing that says, there's one Dragon Box, like, back cover that says Kid Buu's the strongest Buu or something like that, or the strongest enemy they've ever fought. But some of these are mistranslated. You could go through a lot of them. I've seen every single one of them, and you can play Skeptic with a lot of them. I would say it might be disingenuous because it does seem like the anime did want to up the stakes. And then in Sparking Zero,
I
say it might be disingenuous because
come on. Why are we using this?
It does seem like the anime did want to up the stakes.
I reversed it, but using a video game. Oh, go on.
And then in Sparking Zero,
there we go.
This is a dumb. Don't get me wrong. This is not by any means proof.
No,
or
talk about the
objective
Broly
evidence,
agenda. You need to bring up the Broly agenda too.
I will. Hold on. I will. But in Sparking Zero, they do have BuuHan and Kid Buu in the same tier above Super Buu.
What?
Right. So that's like. I'm not gonna say it's proof, but.
That's so funny.
Further proof though, like they do have Z Broly in tier 9, and he is stated to be stronger than everything in Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, I think the only thing I disagree with is that he might need to be level 10 because there is a guy that says he might be able to beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but that is a.
You guys already know I made this video like years ago. You guys know I'm the.
Yeah, check it out. Good video.
Like, I'm Team BuuHan, but
yeah, BuuHan's the strongest.
I sometimes troll a little bit with the Kid Buu shit, but it's kind of not really trolling half the time. More than half the time, it might not even be trolling because there's actually behind it.
It's equivocal, It's like you could. It's interpretive, really. Like it's not illogical to interpret Kid Buu is stronger. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not. It's not like
it's easy arguable.
it's not backed by anything. It's not illogical to say BuuHan is stronger either. Like, it's like, so it is sort of equivocal. And then, I'm a little bit of a rhetorician, right? Like a ratty rhetorician. And so I always took advantage of the fact that it was equivocal. And then, I was able to debate that BuuHan won because, personally speaking, I think BuuHan does win. I think him versus Vegito and the outside space,
like, come on, it was 40 years. Damn, let's go.
Exponents are just
BuuHan is
hardcore,
the one.
at least in my mind. The only way Kid Buu is above it is like if the Kid Buu he's gonna destroy the universe in a poof statement is real, then okay, maybe he is above BuuHan because he can just poof away everything. He doesn't need to scream or do anything. He could just fart and it just vanishes. So Kid Buu is him if that's true, realistically. But that's a whole different debate. Poof is obviously just an exaggeration. Like you could say oh, if this doesn't go, oh man, if I don't upload this video, my bank account's gonna go poof, bro. It's it's not literally gonna happen instantly. It just means I'm screwed, right? Something like that. But
I guess the last thing I'll say is one narrative point that really backs up BuuHan as well. This actually coincides with the whole fusion thing as well. Basically, Toriyama and the editor couldn't think of anything to make them stronger, so they were like, let's just fuse them, right? So you could argue that through narrative itself, that a fusion is greater than a Super Saiyan 3. So if Goku is fighting Super Saiyan 3 against Kid Buu, then that would narratively be below the fusion, right?
Right, and so, I feel like even Koyama, I don't, now, whether or not the Koyama Twitter account's real or not, that would be up in the air. If you think it's real, even he, off the offset, he's like, what? BuuHan is way stronger. What are you talking about? They had to turn into Vegito to fight that guy. What are you talking about?
There we go.
And then he kind of had to get bullied into being more, I don't know, open about it. Oh, it's up for debate. You guys have fun. You kids have fun. Please leave me alone, right?
Enjoy yourselves.
Because everyone's, harassing him when he said that he thought BuuHan was stronger. So, and he's the guy who directed the anime, if the account is real. That's something to consider as well. Especially considering if we're talking about the anime, that's the guy who probably directed it in his heyday. So he also said Broly is the strongest.
Yeah, but everyone says that. Everyone says Broly's the strongest.
Base. Whether you agree or disagree with Kid Buu being above BuuHan, whatever, right? But we have to make this very clear, though. Kid Buu is above Super Buu, manga or anime. I don't give a f*** what you say.
Yes. Yeah, he is. He is. And that's also a hard pill for people to swallow because I'll be on stream and I'm like, I think BuuHan's above Kid Buu. I've been repping that for a long time, but I don't think Kid Buu versus Super Buu is as easy for you to win as you think it is because if Kid Buu is the strongest Buu, well, Super Buu is a Buu. You could argue Super Buu, BuuHan, right? You might be able to argue that's Super Buu plus some other people. Vegito's dialogue kind of implies that it's an accoutrement of power, he has enhancements or additions to what he actually is, and maybe there's a differential. But with base Super Buu, it's almost impossible because there's just a direct statement that Kid Buu is stronger than the other Buus. So Super Buu is just objectively a base Buu. He is just a Buu. He's not a fusion of anything else. So it really is hard to argue Super Buu above Kid Buu. And Chuck, I think that your argument earlier about why Goku was just being hey, if we go out here like this, we'll get messed up, man. I do think that was a good argument. You might be able to argue as well that maybe Goku is underestimating himself because after the Vegito fusion, he does seem to get very exponentially more powerful. He becomes just objectively the strongest. So in the manga and the anime, after the defeat of Kid Buu, he is the strongest.
People say Goku could have killed him at full power. It arrested him to Daizenshu. Even him at full power couldn't beat him.
Yeah. So yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Goku full power can't put down Kid Buu, but Ultimate Gohan full power could annihilate Super Buu in one.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the anime wanks Kid Buu even more because I think even after Goku gathers all the energy from the universe,
with Ultimate Gohan involved,
he gathers even more power than he did in the manga, and they still can't put down Kid Buu.
He needs a fresh.
So Super Buu is, let's go.
Dragon Ball Giga Amp. Anyways, I think that is pretty much most of what there is to say. We're just sort of giving the facts behind it and some counters and some ideas, kind of explaining it to people. And this is kind of cringy to say, but Chuck and I are professionals. So as professionals who have been doing it for 10 years, that's just how it boils down. Realistically, You can have people try to debate it or try to like tell you, you're wrong or right, but realistically speaking, it is a very contentious topic, and there's a reason it's lasted so long in the inner debate circle, and it's not just so brain dead as you may think it is. But anyways, thank you for Chuck to come in. Chuck actually has a ranking of boos and movie
He
villains,
does.
which
They're good
I did help
videos.
a little bit with
Check
the
them
movie
out.
villains one, so I do recommend that one. I
Like
think it's a
I
great
have
video. So if you guys
done
wanna
reaction. I have done reaction videos to both of these videos. Go check mine out instead of theirs.
check
Haha.
that out, I would recommend them. Thank you again for Chuck for coming on here, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
And awesome, yeah. BuuHan's the strongest. I'm sorry, but like, just this always means the arguments are going. But yep, cool video. Thanks for watching.